This place is so retro. It might actually be cool if it were on purpose.
In the making, it looked very different in just a few minutes. Look what's happening. Ah, la, la, ay, and the lights come on. Roland is great to work with because he is very visual and because he has a great knowledge of the technical side of filmmaking as well. He actually lets me and makes me take risks, which is wonderful.
I like about Uli, you know, is he never makes a big fuss about anything. Nothing is a problem, you know. With other cameramen, there's a lot of this not working, that's not working, you know. He's like this really calm person, very methodical, who then like kind of creates something which is incredible.
On Godzilla we went very far, going very dark, and with all the rain and the big diffusion that happened through that. And here on The Day After Tomorrow it was a very different approach somehow, because it's a story that only works if you believe in it. I mean, so it had to be very realistic. We were shooting all these storms and they have to look believable. It's a what-if story, so you know you have to be able to click in and go with it, and with the visuals as well. So it's very naturalistically photographed.
We'd get Uli up into the art department all the time and say, what about this, what about this, how, you know, and talk about what walls pull, how ceilings, what ceilings wild, what's he need, how does he want to light it, and that would be built into the design pretty much all the time.
I think you're coming too close. Can you see that? Sort of the idea. Then we have to light the people who are in the room. Right now we just lit the walls. The most important is always the walls. So after the walls, the people come in and then make them look beautiful. What lens is this? I actually do take photos on the set with a digital camera. It's a good consumer camera, a Canon G5 I have, and then I found there is a printer, the CP100 Canon, very consumer printer, a $200 item, and it gave me the possibility to really do a very simple printout of a lighting situation. I can within that judge what I actually have, what I shoot, and then it might not be exactly what I want, but I know that this is what is there. And then I can give that picture to the color timer and say, like, I think this looks really great. Can you reproduce that? Or say, you know what, it's a bit blue, make it a little less blue, but I think the density is really cool. Don't make it brighter. It's a great tool for communication.
You got some competition?
Oh, yeah. Man, you got some serious competition. Please.
Tornado sequence was pretty incredible. To be there on that day when we shut down 8 square blocks of Hollywood and we have a giant twin rotor helicopter hovering probably illegally low over us to create wind, and 100 extras, 50 cars, and just I think I turned and looked at my wife who was there that day, and she's, this was all on your computer, at one point a couple of months ago, and to see it all being turned into a reality that way was for me a real thrill.
The whole sequence is like in magic hour. It means you have to kind of get up very early, or you shoot during the night. It was like kind of only 5 days, so I kind of thought it was really doable. Then the sequence itself, was really complicated because we had to kind of make a lot of wind, and we kind of decided to do it with a helicopter. So there was always a helicopter hovering over actors in the middle of the city. It was very, very hard to get the permit for that.
What are you guys doing? You can't stay here. Go for cover. Go for cover.
Good take. That was good.
We were shooting very, very early in the morning, and the sun was coming up and the light was getting wrong, and we had 5 or 6 cameras and wind machines and helicopters blowing everything around. It was crazy. Because even with the scale of a movie like this, as much money as you have to spend on a picture like this, and it's substantial, you're always racing. It's always difficult. And when the sun comes up, I don't care how much money you have. When you lose the light, or when you get light that you don't want, or you run out of time, no amount of money can save you from that.
Let's go right away. Okay, right away. Yeah, one more. We can do one more.
Resetting.
The beauty of working with a director like Roland Emmerich as your co-writer and as the director is that the sky is the limit, but he knows as much about how to do a special effect as any of the visual effects supervisors probably. So he was our break, if there was any break at all in the imagination. I mean, we talk about a scene, and every once in a while he might say, "No, Jeffrey, we can't do it that way." I'd say, "Why? That's a great idea, Roland." And he'd say, "I can't shoot that. It's too expensive." And very rarely, but every once in a while he would say it because he knows.
The other thing that was interesting is that we did a number of helicopter shots, and for some reason, and it was like a curse, every time we sent up a camera crew to shoot plate shots, the plate shots being background that we would put the visual effects in, it was out of focus, there was something wrong with the camera, and I mean 5 or 6 times.
I had to shoot all the helicopter plates for this, and I swear I was just jinxed. I mean, nothing went right. I swear to God, one morning the ignition was dead, wouldn't start. So we had a lens that was just out of focus, everything was bad. On one night when we were shooting down on Capitol Records at the intersection of Hollywood and Vine, I was shooting at the same time they were directing all these extras down on the ground. We land, it's their last night, they're all down on the ground, it's a wrap, they're all high-fiving each other. I get off of the helicopter and I hear, Karen? And I turn around, 1,000 feet of film had spilled out of the mag. The take-up side hadn't taken it, lost it. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta call Roland. And Roland gets on the phone, I'm like, Roland, I lost all 1,000 feet of film. He's like, you're joking, right? I'm like, I wouldn't joke about this. I mean, we were just doomed.
Bob, you are not going to believe